Some of you may know that Atlanta actually serves as a hub of human trafficking, unfortunately, for the entire East Coast, in human trafficking, both in sex trafficking and also in forced labor. And we did a tremendous amount of work in that area, both when I was an assistant United States attorney and U.S. attorney there. And there was one case that really will stick with me forever, and a tragic case of a group of young women from Mexico who had been brought here on the promise of marriage. The youngest was 14, and the men there promised their parents that they wanted to marry these young women and bring them to the United States where they would have a better life. And, as a parent myself, I can't imagine allowing my child to go off, to this country with people you don't really know. But it was truly an act of love from these parents because they so wanted for their daughters to have a better chance than what they were going to have there. And you can probably guess what happened when they arrived in the United States. Each one of them was forced to have sex with over 20 men their very first night here. And then over the course of months that followed after that, suffered horrific physical abuse. But what I take from this case was not just the abuse that they suffered, but the courage that they demonstrated, because one of the young women was able to escape and told the authorities about what was happening. The men were arrested, and these young women who had been so horribly abused faced their abusers and testified at trial and testified at the sentencing. And they truly were survivors, not victims after that. And I talked with them after the sentencing, and to hear how each one of them had somehow not only endured that, but grown stronger and were carrying on and wanted to help other young women who might be in a position like that. That made the work that we were doing in the U.S. Attorney's Office feel in some ways insignificant compared to the courage that they were demonstrating.